Every night, my system scans the market and logs everything it finds. And the most valuable thing all that data ever taught me started with one question. What if you had invested $1,000 into one company when it went public in 1970 and simply never touched it? How long until that turned into $1 million? The company was Walmart. Not a tech startup, not a hot biotech, the store where your grandmother bought paper towels. And this isn't a story about a lucky stock pick. It's a story about what happens when you let time do the work that most investors keep interrupting. By 1980, a full decade after going public, Walmart operated 276 stores, almost entirely in the rural South. It was profitable. It was growing. It was completely uncool. The dominant retail story of 1980 was Sears, America's biggest retailer, the original everything store, coast to coast. Walmart was a regional footnote. Nobody was writing think pieces about it. But the fundamentals quietly told a different story. Walmart was already compounding its store count, its margins, and its logistics advantage. Out of sight, in zip codes the financial press didn't cover. If you had pitched this to a fund manager in 1980, they would have asked you politely what else you have. Here's what happens quietly over the decades. Walmart expanded. The stock split again and again, 12 times in all, 11 2-for-1s, then a 3-for-1 in 2024. Each split doubled your share count at half the price. Your total value stayed the same on split day, but it kept the stock accessible to more buyers. And every new wave of buyers helped push the price higher over time. And all the while, Walmart paid a dividend. Small at first, but reinvested every quarter. Those payouts bought more shares, which also split, also grew. This is what compounding means in practice. It starts slow and quiet, then it stops being quiet. The math works, but only for the investor who is still holding when it does. Staying, however, is the hardest part. Between 1980 and today, there were at least 4 moments when selling felt like the obvious, rational choice. 1987, the Dow fell over 20% in a single day. Then, 2000, the dotcom crash erased years of gains from millions of portfolios. Then, 2008, when the financial system itself nearly collapsed. Then, 2020, when the world stopped moving. Each time, credentialed voices explained why this time was permanent, why the old rules no longer applied, why staying in was the naive choice. The investor who held through each of those moments came out further ahead on the other side than the one who sold and waited for clarity.
So here's the number that matters. That $1,000 crossed $1 million in 1991, 21 years in. Not 50, 21. 21 years to the first million. By the year 2000, it was over 6 million. And left alone until today, share price only, it is worth roughly $40 million. And notice what that means. You did not need 50 years to get somewhere. You needed about 2 decades, and the discipline to not interrupt them. Here's the quiet part of that number. Most people who bought Walmart early did not end up with millions. They sold at a double, or a triple, or the first recession. Time is the ingredient. Most investors interrupt it. The lesson isn't about one company. Finding one is the fast part. Staying through 21 years and 4 crashes is where the money actually got made. That is what I built my system for. It does the searching every night and logs every result, so its real job is keeping me patient. I built that scanner and I publish its whole record. Every signal, including the losers, is open at signalfinderpro.com. Judge it on the misses,